She comes in about 4,395 pounds, and if you're looking for your first camper, or maybe upgrading from something like a pop-up or a hybrid, you got a half-ton pickup for towing, I think you're going to like what you see here. It's the 22 MKSE Grey Wolf here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, member of the Cherokee RV family, one of the biggest names in camping out there nowadays. And really, they kind of have been for a couple years. If what you're looking for is like, I just need something I can feed my family, we could take a quick shower, I need to sleep everybody, but other than that, we're going to be outside, we're going to be getting dirty, adventuring around. That's exactly where this one comes in. And something I think a lot of people are going to like about it is under the bunks, instead of kind of forcing a camp kitchen on you. There we go. Little Midwestern accent action. Obviously, I don't edit my footage. They give you just tons of storage. You've got big storage under the front master bed. You got big storage under the bunks. You got, frankly, pretty decent storage inside, a dedicated pantry, 12-volt compressor fridge, all kinds of good things here. Like I said, I don't care if it's going to be your first one or just your next one. You're going to be really happy with what you see here. And frankly, once the kids grow up and you're done with it, little campers like this with good sleeping space, they hold their value very nicely. They're very easy to offload and upgrade. Now, real quick, before we step inside, if there's something you see along the way that you like, you dislike, or you have a question about, leave me a little note in the comments section, and I do get back and try to answer every single one of those personally. Sometimes it just takes me a little bit of time, but it really helps me knowing what you folks are looking for or what you don't want to see in a camper, so that we can always make sure we're keeping in tune with our family and our friends here at Haylett RV. Now, normally, one of the first things I'd want to talk about in here is just the awesome door side window coverage. You have this huge window here on the dinette, and a full viewing window in the door, and a big window next to the sofa or front bed, whatever the case may be. But the sun is like, you remember Super Mario 3, that level with the sun where it was trying to kill you? I feel like that's what the sun is doing today. It's really trying to make my life difficult. But the good news is, we got good lighting inside, and we're going to make it work, Here's another really cool thing. This is a little camper, and it still has central air. A lot of little campers like this, at this budget point, don't have central air, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know another really cool thing? It's not just a quieter Coleman air conditioner unit. It's also a standard 15,000 BTU air conditioner. That is a class-leading feature. Currently, Cherokee has the best-in-class standard air conditioning power. Now, a lot of brands will let you upgrade to a 15K, but Cherokee's like one of the only ones I've seen that's just said, you know what, everybody wants it, we're just going to do it right across the board. Now, I'll get the bed flipped down for you in just a second. I do like to show you, though, the way that they have this set up, the way that they do their Murphy bed means there's absolutely no loss of storage space as compared to a normal, fixed front walk-around bed. You still have storage below the headboard area, and the storage that would be, on the inside under the bed is just located right there on that kind of, easy access storage sofa. And before we get too far along here, I actually wanted to show this, mid-transformation, just so that you could see, so you wouldn't have to ask. Yeah, yes, this is a bendy bed. And if you appreciate the fact that we go out of our way to show you extra little tidbits like this, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and leave us some little comments that say, hey, appreciate what you're doing here, Haylett. Here's why I wanted to show you this. Because basically, I feel in the past, I've really failed you on these things. I don't think I've really done a good job of explaining the benefits of a bendy bed system. I tell you all about Rockwood's Murphy bed style, but why does Cherokee continue to do this, and why is it so popular? There has to be reasons. It can't be a fluke, right? Here's the thing. You don't have to use it as a Murphy bed. There's a lot of people that go, I don't want the thing. I just want a bed all the time. I want it there. I don't want to flip it up and down. You can do that here. If you're looking, you notice how the bottom of the sofa actually sticks out a little bit. This is a Camp Queen. That's another question I want to proactively answer for you. And again, if you appreciate that information, hit the little subscribe button and, show us that appreciation by saying, hey, I appreciate that you shot me straight and you didn't make me go asking and looking for it. But the thing is, that sofa, where it sticks out, is 80 inches. You know how long a true queen bed is? You got it, 80 inches. So if you don't want a Murphy bed, it doesn't have to be a Murphy bed. You still have the storage below it. You still have the storage above it, under the headboard, all that stuff. You still have all the normal fixed bed things. This gives you the option of choosing between Murphy bed and fixed bed mode. Another thing you can do is if it's going to be a rainy day, you could leave it down like this most of the time. And then if it's going to be a rainy day, you could put the bed away to gain the living space of a slide out without the weight and the cost of a slide out. That is really where any Murphy bed truly, truly shines above. And instead of looking at my ugly mug, I thought maybe you'd like to actually look at the thing a little more directly very briefly here. So like I said, if you want to make it just a normal walk-around bed, you can. If you want to swap that mattress out for a true queen bed, you can. It's really up to you how you want to do this one. It's like one of those old choose your own adventure books. Although if you're like me, I'd be like, I want to attack the lion. And then when the lion ate me, I'd like, no, flip back to page 37. Or you know what else? Maybe you're just like, an individual traveled around, or a couple. Nothing says you even have to use this as a bed. Maybe you use the two corner beds as your primary sleeping space. You always use this as living space. You could take that mattress out of there. You could easily use that for storage. I suppose if you took the sofa out, you could actually turn this into a front office. Ooh, any DIY people out there? Pretty handy with that stuff. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, this would be handy whether it's a sofa, a bed, an office, anything. Household and USB outlets on both sides up front here. That's a really cool Cherokee thing where basically anywhere you're going to sit or sleep, they're very good about giving you all sorts of outlets. I just want to give you a quick pan around here. I'm going to get all of the storage open. I just want you to see what we're working with first. Now it's a little camper, so naturally we have pretty limited countertop space. But again, I think that this is just the facts, man. Just a basic, straightforward, no nonsense kind of camper. I do really like that big black stainless farm sink, that high-rise faucet. And here's the thing. We are looking at some very nice features that sometimes even laminated trailers don't have. Way higher dollar trailers. This is the most basic tandem axle camper that Cherokee makes. And it's still got all the important, like the cool little magnet cutting board back here. And by the way, these are just like magnet baggage door holdbacks. But since there's 4 of them, it can act like feet. So it could be like a serving tray. We've got easy reach outlets over there. Just all kinds of goodness. Like big drawers. These are spatula friendly drawers. You ever have a spatula be like, it sure would be a shame if somebody were to block the drawer from opening. It'd be a shame if that person were me. Well, that's what usually happens. That red disconnect switch down there, that is part of the Cherokee juice pack. We will talk a little bit more about that when we go outside. Full-on dedicated pantry, but its location, it could also be a little bit of a linen cabinet. You could use it for some bunk storage, a little bit of whatever. And a standard 10.7 cubic foot DC compressor fridge. Cherokee was one of the, they were about the second ones that I saw to adopt that as a standard feature in here. It gives you bigger cold storage capacity. It cools much, much more quickly. It's totally traveling friendly and travel safe, and it is very easy to manage if you do want to spend some time boondocking. Now, you may have also noticed this is a completely carpetless and easy cleaning floor plan. And leave me some feedback, especially right now. You're looking at a lot of light-dark contrast. A lot of manufacturers have gone with a lighter wood tone. And Cherokee said, we don't ever want to be like anyone else. We always want them following us. And they went with, I've always called it very stately, this very rich espresso kind of coloring. It's not black. If I get right up here close to it, you can see what I mean. It's a really rich, dark espresso. I think it looks really good because everything else in the RV is so light in color, and they're very good about giving us a lot of window coverage. That is one of the things I appreciate about Cherokee is the way they're listening to feedback, like including a full window in that door. Last year, the number one thing that people say is, I like Cherokees, but I wish they had a window in the door. Cherokee went, you got it. You got it, man. No big deal. Our dinette has storage below it. That can fold down into a sleeper. Again, we have that big window over there. But notice there's household outlets on both sides and TV hookups directly across from the, like Murphy sofa, effectively. And again, their most basic camper, but it still has They're like upscale features. They're trademark signature Cherokee features, like the built-in kind of hidden version of the LCI 1 control system. At this class and this price point, if it was just switches on the wall and you walked in and flicked them, no big deal. I wouldn't be offended by that in the slightest. And in point of fact, they still have it. But if you scan that with your phone, you get the LCI 1 control app. Basically, anything that's on that panel, you can do remotely if you want to. You don't have to. That's a cool thing. The bunks over here. double over double bunks, pretty normal, and and you're like, okay, so they got a curtain there. But again, Cherokee's done a really good job with the details. This is the stuff that separates them from the other guys. A second curtain so the upper and lower bunks can have individual privacy. We have USB plugs for both beds, not one or the other. Those little things, those are things that brands very often don't include. Cherokee's nailing all that stuff here. They have a really good bathroom too for such a basic camper. I'll get you flipped around in a minute, but that's a big like medicine cabinet, not just a mirror on the wall, with one of those larger vent fans here at a very price sensitive trailer. Now, I'm a pretty tall guy, and this is a 6.5 foot tall camper. So yeah, when I'm in the shower, my head's got to be in the bubble. But you know what? The other 23 hours and 52 minutes of the day, I'm not in the shower. So if that's the one thing I need to have as a concession, I'll deal with it. And this I think is smart. Some people like tubs, some people like showers. Cherokee said, we're going to have a shub. It's a shub tower combo. Shub tower. Tub shower. See, I got my okay, you know what? You know what I mean. And if you know what I mean, that means you've been watching a lot of my stuff, and that means that you may have to seek some mental health assistance. Regardless, decent legroom here. Again, not the most I've ever seen, but it's also not the biggest camper I've ever seen. Let me get you in here and get you a good look at that medicine cabinet. Not that you can't figure out what a medicine cabinet looks like, but sometimes just seeing it from the angle is nice. Big sink down here, too. Also, previously, last year, they had like a little motion sensor over here that would turn on your ceiling lights. A lot of people didn't really care for it, so Cherokee said, hey, no problem. I'll just give you a light switch. It doesn't matter what we like, it's what you like. And by the way, pretty decent storage in here. Like I said, this is a well-detailed camper. It's just not the most expensive camper. Is that really so bad? And I mean, it's arguable, but that is like one of the best looking campers available in this class. That just looks good. You know, the three most common color trucks out there are black, white, and silver. This is going to look dynamite behind any of those, but I'm not one of these folks that personally worries too much about color coordinating my camper to my truck, but I know some people really enjoy that, and I think that this is, organically going to fit a lot of folks. Like we said when we first began our little adventure, really good outside storage on this one, and for such a small camper, they really do a great job of it by having that big cargo compartment there under the front master bed, and you can see the baggage door open on the back. I'll get you a better look at that in just a minute at the, the rear cargo compartment. Now, another neat thing they're doing here is this doesn't just look good, it's going to stay looking good. Because here's something to wrap your head around the stick and tin segment. These kind of basic campers, they're less expensive than a big fancy laminated thing like a Montana, for instance. But you know what? You take care of your seals, they'll last just as long. Because here's the thing. You know what people like to do on those Montanas? They like to spend $7,000 plus to put a full body paint package on it. You know what this camper basically has? A full body paint package. Hear me out. We've got all painted aluminum, and other than that big graphic on the nose, there's not a whole lot of decals going on here. This RV is going to hold up very nicely against, sun exposure and weathering. Also, if you're planning to tow a lot, that nose skin is extra thick so that it resists buckling from headwinds, basically, stones getting flung at it. The nose skin is 67% thicker than the sidewall skin. Now, if you take a look at this tongue jack, this is a cool little thing Cherokee's doing, the Cherokee Quick Jack. Now, the little sample I'm showing you right about meow on my video here, 8 seconds up and down. That's all it takes to crank that jack up and down. Now, the actual jack on the camper, as you can see compared to that video, could vary slightly, but the end result's going to be the same. And I also want to point out a couple easy-to-miss details here. Because even though this is the most basic series of tandem axle camper Cherokee makes, it's not like ever insufficient. It's just, this is a Joe Friday, just the facts, ma'am, kind of camper. We have an actual vent for a stovetop hood. A lot of big laminated campers don't have that. We have a dedicated outside shower and black tank flush. You've got dedicated courtesy lighting here for accessing our very easy to access dump station. There's some really good things going on here. And then we step back and you see, even here, on their most basic series of campers, they still have a backup camera. Standard on these right now. That might change down the line, but right now, that's the case. You know who else is doing that standard? Pretty much nobody outside the Cherokee family that I've seen. I mean, they've done some very, very cool things here. Here's another more recent cool thing that they applied here. They added an extra brake light here for safety, and if you're looking at it, you can kind of see the the Cherokee wolf emblem on it. But what's kind of neat is you saw in our very beginning flash footage, to give you a peek at the floor plan. It just really grabs your eyes. Like, it's something that I think not only does it look cool, but very functional, help keep your family safe. 200-pound rated cargo rack on the back. That spare tire is basically the only optional thing we're looking at, by the way. Cherokee just kind of builds these right from the start. They put the biggest awning on this they can, because if they tried to extend the awning any further forward, it would interfere either with the baggage door or that big bedroom breeze window, and I don't think you want to give them up. But under that awning, of course, we've got our nice viewing breeze window over here. Outside TV hookups, if you're so inclined. And again, right next to the drunken uncle leash latch over here, we have ourselves, instead of a camp kitchen that I know some people don't like, we have a huge chunk of storage that everyone's gonna love. So what if you're going, yeah, but I like a camp kitchen? Well, remember, we've got some power outlets right here, so if you really had to have like a mini fridge to keep something cooled down, you could. As we pass by the anti-slam, now you see it, now you don't, InvisiView entry door window system here with those easy adjust stable steps, we bring ourselves back to the front of the trailer. And what I want to get at regarding the camp kitchen is they still standard include for you a gas grill propane cooker hooker down there below that there compartment, which is probably going to be the place where you're going to put the cooker to hook up to the hooker. So if you want a camp kitchen, you can basically, apply one yourself. Frankly, a little grill and a cooler, and I think you're in business. And that's what's great. Now you've got all the storage you need to get your family there and space to keep all your stuff. You don't have to worry about throwing cargo inside the living space of the trailer for transit and worrying about it sliding around. It's just really smart, really good design. And pardon my little ninja head sock today. I feel like I look a little bit like a seal. Or you ever take a pen and draw a face on your thumb? That's how I feel I look like. Anyway, wow, I got off topic. That's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is the Juice Pack solar panel. If you look just at the top of that camper, you can see that black line just peeking over the edge there. That is their factory solar package. It is a really good battery tender system. If you do want to go off-grid, it can give you some extended time with that 12-volt fridge, or it'll basically let you run all your lights and fans and everything all you want. If you're really serious about staying off-grid a while, get yourself an extra little portable solar panel, bulk up that solar package a little bit. You could add a second 50-watt panel, basically, to go up to 100 watts to really extend your dry camp time. We have portable generator options here at Haylett RV. It's just a neat little thing they're doing here, but my point is, I've mentioned a few times, this is the most basic Grey Wolf they make. It's nothing you shouldn't feel like you're settling. This is an all thriller, no filler kind of product. Every nut and bolt and widget on this, you're getting 100% value. You're not hitting that point of diminishing returns. That's something I personally like. My wife says I pinch pennies till Lincoln cries, and I tell her just because I had my t-shirts in high school and it looks like I crawl in through them through the neck first doesn't mean it's time to throw them away. My socks barely have 3 holes in them. What? So leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about Grey Wolf's take on this. Like that little extra stoplight, the cargo rack, the no camp kitchen. How do you like those things? What do you think of the woodwork? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Either way, let me know. And if you have any other questions, you let us know here in the comment section, or feel free to give our team here at Haylett RV a call. We are family owned and operated. We don't do those annoying, pesky, hidden dealer fees. We're just a straightforward, easy place to work with. So like I said, whether it's your first one, your next one, maybe your last one, we'd love to meet you. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.